There is a dangerous moment in every market cycle. It is not when prices are falling. It's when everyone panics that they're missing out on free money. Right now, you can see it everywhere. AI stock runs hard, memory stock surges. People start acting like they are late to a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Micron is one example. When headlines say Micron briefly touched a $1 trillion market value during the rally, it makes people feel like they have to buy now or be left behind. And FOMO does not just make people eager. It makes them careless. It makes them stop asking basic questions. Is this a good entry? Is this a proper size? Can I survive if I'm wrong? Or am I just chasing a story because everybody else looks excited? That is where wisdom disappears. And this is not a new problem. The Bible called it out long before social media, forums, or AI stock hype existed. Proverbs 13 warns against trying to get rich too quickly and contrasts that with wealth built little by little. It is a direct rebuke to the mindset of rushing and forcing results before they're ready. That verse is not saying wealth is bad. It's saying haste is dangerous because haste feels smart. Haste feels productive, but often haste is just fear of missing out, fear of being too late, fear of watching someone else win while you stay on the sidelines. And that fear can push people into bad decisions. They buy too high, they size too big, they ignore risk. They tell themselves, it will keep going. This one is different. That is how people get hurt. Then Proverbs 28 adds another layer. It says, a faithful person will be richly blessed, but the one eager to get rich will not go unpunished. That's a hard verse because it doesn't merely criticize greed, it exposes impatience. There's a difference between building wealth and chasing wealth. There's a difference between disciplined conviction and emotional impulse. A lot of people are not buying because they have a plan. They're buying because they feel behind. That's not investing. That is emotional reaction dressed up as strategy, and the market will happily let you call it conviction right before it punishes you for it. That same spirit shows up in trading all the time. People see a stock ripping and think the move itself is the opportunity, but often the move is just the advertisement. The real question is, am I disciplined enough to handle it if it doesn't? That brings us to the parable of the talents in Matthew 25. In that story, the master entrusts resources to his servants before leaving. 2 of them put what they received to work and multiplied it. 1 hid it in the ground and does nothing. When the master returns, the ones who multiplied are commended, and the one who buried it is rebuked. The point isn't just about money, it's about stewardship, faithfulness, and responsibility with what has been entrusted to you. Because the first thing you need to understand is this: money is not ultimately yours, it's entrusted. You are a steward, not the owner. That means your job is not to hide it in fear, and your job is not to throw it away in greed either. Your job is to manage it faithfully. That includes steady growth, that includes discipline. Because in the parable, the problem was not that the servant preserved the money, the problem was that he did nothing with it. That's a hard truth for a lot of people, because some people think they're being wise when they're actually being passive. They say, I'm just waiting. But waiting without a plan isn't wisdom, it's drift. And drift can be just as dangerous as recklessness. That's why Ecclesiastes 11 matters so much here. It says to spread your investments across several places because you don't know what disaster may come. That's wisdom. That's diversification. The Bible is not telling you to be reckless with concentration. It's telling you to be realistic about uncertainty. Not every idea works, not every sector keeps running, and not every trade deserves your whole life savings. This is where a lot of people get exposed. They see one strong chart and think conviction means putting everything behind it. But conviction without risk control becomes arrogance, and arrogance is expensive. That's why Luke 14 is such a powerful principle for trading and investing. Jesus says, if a man wants to build a tower, he must first sit down and count the cost, or he may lay the foundation and not be able to finish. That's risk management. That's the Bible's version of sizing properly. That's the Bible's version of asking, what happens if I'm wrong? Because if one bad trade can wipe out your account, you did not count the cost, you did not manage the downside, and you certainly did not build a tower. And that's why FOMO is so destructive. It makes people think in terms of gain, not endurance. It makes them ask, how much can I make, instead of how much can I lose? That one shift can destroy a person. Because the market doesn't just reward courage, it punishes arrogance. So yes, maybe the stock keeps running, maybe the sector keeps moving, maybe the crowd keeps celebrating, but the question is bigger than the trade. The question is whether you're building or gambling, whether you're stewarding or chasing. And that brings everything back to the heart, because even if you do make money, money can still own you. That's why Jesus ends with this warning in Matthew 6. Do not store up treasures on earth where they can be destroyed or stolen, but store up treasure in heaven, because where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. That's the final correction. Not never build wealth, not never invest or trade, but don't let earthly treasure become your treasure. Don't let the market become your master. Don't let the rush to get rich blind you to what actually lasts. Because the goal is not just to grow your account. The goal is to manage what God placed in your hands with discipline, patience, and humility, little by little, not overnight, not out of envy. And that's the thing people forget. The crowd always sounds confident in the bull market, but wisdom counts the cost. Wisdom spreads risk. Wisdom moves patiently. Wisdom understands that wealth is a tool, not a throne. So the next time you feel tempted to buy just because everyone else is buying, pause. Ask yourself, am I seeing an opportunity or am I just reacting to a crowd? Because the difference between the two can decide whether you build something lasting or just join another wave of regret.